It must be so weird to be a professional groomer, like somebody that waxes people a lot. Because, you have your standard clientele, mostly women, and then Luke P. walks in and he's like, I need my eyebrows done now! Hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of another Bachelor podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Patrick's not by the mic, but he's behind the glass.
Hi, guys.
There
I had
he
to pour
is.
myself a glass of wine. I have to apologize.
Red or white?
Before this episode starts, we're going a little late. I'm already a bottle deep.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going to go.
I appreciate the candor. He's not hiding in the bathroom pouring wine in a LaCroix.
Yeah, no, he's just a bottle and a half deep, just regular old glass in front of us. Still very concerning.
Hey,
but,
I'm going to get wickedly high, so we've all got our vices.
Yeah, and I'm on coke. Okay, so guys, we've got to get into the Men Tell All, the episode we least look forward to every year. This year, what are you're shaking? Look at you, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Sometimes you speak for all of us when
We don't like the Men Tell All.
I love the tell-alls. I've always loved the tell-alls.
All right.
You listen back to our canon.
Am I making this up, Pat?
I love the
No.
tell-alls.
Thank
hate
you.
it.
Yeah.
I
All
like
right.
that you didn't bat an eye that I called our history our canon.
No, of course I didn't. It's the appropriate word.
Sorry.
So we all hate this episode every year.
God damn it.
But this year it's a little bit different. Let's jump into general thoughts. I'm going to go with me first. This episode was marvelous television. Sure, when we get to the yuckos that lost the competition, it kind of dies down a little bit. But the first 20 minutes is some of the best stuff that this show has ever brought its viewers in the past, 5 years. It was absolutely incredible. And then the hammering of Luke at the Men Tell All was delicious. Nick, general thoughts.
As we have always all thought, all three of us as a podcast, the tell-alls are the best part of the show.
One of the greatest parts.
And another banger.
Yeah.
We did it again, boys. I like the Luke parts for a different reason. I felt like it made the men who were ripping apart look like assholes.
Oh, okay.
Except
it's such an easy target,
Except I think it was Noeo Mateo came in, be like, chill
like
out,
an
boy.
idiot. Oh my gosh.
Whatever, loved it.
I'll get to him.
Love the episode.
You're pointing at him. Are you trying to transition to him?
I'm saying I'm finished with general thoughts.
Pat, thoughts.
I could transition to Pat.
Do it.
Pat, general thoughts.
Oh, thanks, Nick. All right, let me say this. And all the baby birdies are going to agree with me. First off, the first 20 minutes, I agree with you, Dylan. Yes, amazing television. I can't wait to get into it and discuss it.
Yeah.
Very funny, very entertaining. But unfortunately, there was another hour and a half that we were all forced to watch because I do a podcast about it. That was absolutely terrible. And let me tell you why it was terrible. One of the best things that's entertaining about The Bachelorette is that we get to know all the contestants.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Luke was there this season. He
Right.
took over the entire season
Yeah.
with his antics.
The dais of guys is weak.
Well, hold on. Don't step on this. So the entire season, like 10 episodes get taken over by the Luke drama.
Yeah.
And guess what you gave us tonight? All about Luke again. All about Luke. He got more camera time than our Bachelorette, and that is bad news for this podcaster. This episode sucked balls.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I get what America's saying about Luke, but the drama with Luke is rather chameleon-like. I mean, it really does morph and change. I mean, tonight we really get a new face of it. We get people just bombarding him over being an asshole, and I really, really enjoyed it. But anyways, let's get...
chameleon.
Okay, let's get into the episode. We start with Chris Harrison in front of a live studio audience telling us that tonight's going to be shocking and also dramatic. And that's when we cut back to Crete. That's when we cut to Luke's GoPro feed on his way to the rose ceremony, which he's been eliminated from. Now, Luke says that Hannah thought that because she told me to go home, that meant I wouldn't stop caring about her, and she was wrong. So this is what Luke's confused about. Your feelings do not factor into this equation at all. not only have you been broken up with, you're on a reality television show in which after you're broken up with, you go home. Your feelings could not mean less right now, young man.
Well, Dill, I'm going to have to school you a little bit on this thought.
Yeah.
While this entire endeavor is completely retarded, and for any normal person, we'd think it is absolutely an insane move. If you look back at Luke in the past, he's done horrible things through the entire season, yet when he does it, she always welcomes him back.
Yep.
So why would he think this horrible behavior this time would be any different when in welcoming him back?
Yep. She's not.
I shit on you, didn't I, Dylan? But I'm absolutely right.
No, you didn't shit on me. You just brought a different. Hey, why are you being cantankerous right now?
He's
Patrick?
not being cantankerous. He just brought a different perspective, and that's what's beautiful about our podcast. And I'm going to bring us, yes, that's right, a third different perspective.
Oh.
No way.
I think Luke P. is a huge fan of the movie Fear with Marky Mark, as we've talked about, because all of this behavior, and just as Dylan's doing, he said something, I think it was homage. He said, I have to get something off my chest. The music they were playing was they were playing Stings when he was in that car in that GoPro. I think you guys are on board. Make it one different perspective.
We'll get to the. Okay, Pat, you're gonna bruise.
Like a peach.
Yeah, and we go to a rose ceremony. Pat, I need a roll call.
Oh, you want a roll call?
Yes, please.
All right, here's who's up for the roll call at the rose ceremony. Peter, the cheating bastard who's a pilot. Jed, who's also a cheating son of a bitch. Tyler, chill, or Tyler the drunk. And Luke.
We'll get to the lying. Like, he just lies so much tonight. But the I wouldn't want to marry you, yet I have a ring in my fucking hand coming to this fucking... Like, it is so pathetic. But anyways.
Scoop.
Yeah?
So Luke P. actually tweeted and deleted on the night that this aired that he never intended to propose, and that ring was planted by production. They gave him it, and he never was going to get down on one knee.
Right.
Interesting.
Tweeted and deleted. So I think he might have got a slap on the wrist by Mickey, or even worse, lashings.
No, I think that he got a cease and desist order because he was being defamatory, because that's a lie. They can't just say like, hey, take this ring, you're going to go propose to her.
They can give it to him and be like, hey, do what you want with it. It's like...
Look contemplative at the ring. No fucking way. Absolutely not.
This is exactly like Pablo Francisco's bit from his Comedy Central half hour. He's talking about how Jerry Springer is an instigator. He's like, here's a knife. Do something with the knife. What a specific pull. But all three of us knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, no, we absolutely did. So anyways, he slides back in line, which is a hilarious move.
I was watching this with my wife.
Yeah.
When Luke shows up there and stands next to the other three assholes, and like nothing's happened.
They don't know. They don't know that he's been sent home. They're just like, oh, fuck, I forgot.
I understand that much of my humor is based off pop culture references.
Yeah.
But I will say this was exactly like George telling off his boss and then showing up to work on Monday like nothing ever happened. And it works.
Absolutely.
The guys didn't know.
You thought that was quit?
By the way, they've never done this before. I love how, this was a different kind of men tell all. The first 20 minutes of this, obviously. I love how
Chris Harrison said different version of the men tell all quote.
Oh, well, thank you. The laughs they had from the audience when he did this, it made me laugh.
I loved that little chyron of the audience. Like, they kind of abandoned it halfway through this whole thing.
This was airing live, and a lot of people weren't like it on the Twitter. This is like...
really?
I think they were following it live, and that's why they stopped doing it. But I saw a lot of people like cut this out, because we finally didn't watch Below Deck, and I got to watch this as it aired.
The other property.
Yeah, we'll get to that later tonight at 1:15 in the morning, and it'll be phenomenal podcasting. Okay, so she's obviously shocked when she sees him. How do we think she handled it in general? Because I felt like she went, she had peaks and troughs during this entire confrontation.
You guys hate when I do this. If the roles were reversed, some psycho girl shows up and you tell her to beat it, get lost.
It's irrelevant.
I think it's mean. Is it irrelevant to reverse the roles?
Yes,
I think weirdly in this situation though that would be acceptable.
You think so?
If some girl came back.
Oh, look at you, Lady of Justice. Is that her with the scales?
Yes, that is Lady Justice.
It is?
Let me say this. I think she did give him time, although the three boys were hovering over him. She did hear him out, like let the idiot.
I don't know. Well, it's like, why are you listening to him?
I think she understands. Part of her understands the cinema this is him showing up.
Yep.
Because she was being clear that she didn't like him, but she wouldn't say. She never said the get the fuck out kind of that she did in the other time. She let him sit there. Everybody knew what they had was gold going on right now.
Guys, can I also let me bring back what we were talking about with the audience being included in the viewing of this so we get to hear their cheers? This was like a movie moment for her. When he walked up to her and she said, no.
Yeah.
The audience applauded. I actually got kind of chills.
Yeah.
Because that was like women in power, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that.
What is this, a Beyonce video? I mean, I am empowered right now.
Oh, dude, fucking Beyonce.
And the
blown
dudes,
away by her. Just
maybe the
every
dudes
time.
are pussies, or maybe you should do this. Let her figure it out. You don't need to save her. But I thought there was a long period of time where the three dudes sat back and let him and her hash it out.
I'm surprised he didn't get cold cocked. Like, I'm really surprised that one of them didn't hit. I know Peter wasn't going to hit him, but
what kind of... Tyler should have hit him in the face.
He had him that temple was squared to him. Tyler wouldn't sucker punch somebody, but fuck. Oh, I wanted to see that happen so badly.
I mean, if you square up with him, dukes up, pop, that's not a sucker punch. You're the biggest star on the planet.
He already is. He didn't need to resort to violence.
Oh, I would have took him up a notch.
Nah, come on, Nick. He's too
There's a
perfect
reason Conor
already.
McGregor fights. He's very flamboyant. Would have been famous in any arena.
All right, well, we've got a lot of like little things to get to here. So we've got the podium move. That's the thing. Hannah does have all these moves, but Luke is completely impervious to all of them. They don't take at all.
That podium move was
Unbelievable.
Oh, I laughed so hard.
Unbelievable.
I laughed so hard. It was great.
I'm sorry. I'm. You can tell I'm spacing out.
Yeah.
It might be a lectern and not a podium.
Oh my God.
I actually get mixed up. One of us is in errors and omissions,
Oh.
Hey, Nick,
which we haven't done for months.
you know I don't ask for apologies often.
Yeah.
Please apologize.
Yeah, Dylan.
Sorry, I feel like a dick. But anyways,
There's a genuine apology.
the guys walking up to him. My question is, where are like, I know they have to keep the drama going and everything, but I feel like security should maybe, and again, I don't want this because it was great television, but like, where's the security?
Oh, you're concerned for a gun.
No, I'm not concerned for a gun, but he's a psycho little dude. I just like, we saw one like old cameraman or grip running in the background. We didn't see any security presence at all. Like, what is fucking Birdface Harrison going to do anything about it?
I think they were there. I bet they patted him down before he walked in. 100%.
And if we've learned anything from our sister program, Below Deck,
Yeah.
Cameraman can really come in handy in time of need. Mm-hmm. I bet someone would have, I think just put a bullet right in Luke. I bet one of them strapped, conceal and carry.
I guess lastly, he's just like, what you said the other night was not your character.
Grips definitely have guns.
What are you talking about? They have gloves. They have tape.
But they're the type of guys who definitely have
right.
guns.
Yes. They drink a cold beer.
Basically, anybody in a union has a gun. That's my rule.
Yeah. Fucking craft services are all packing. Okay, so let's just move on from this. He says, never have I condemned or judged you.
Never have I ever, he said.
Oh, my God.
Drink. What? It was so weird. Never have I ever condemned or judged you. I've never said that in college.
But after all of this, Chris Shitface, who has been standing idly by the entire time, says, Hannah, what do you want to do?
Do you know he actually said never have I ever? That was his direct
Yeah,
quote?
no,
Okay,
I know.
cool.
That's insane.
Okay.
That's
I'm just
absolutely
glad we're on
crazy.
the same page. I wasn't just...
Did you hear me say, though, when Chris asks her, who has sent him home already and who said go home 50 times in the past 5 minutes. He asks her, hey, what do you want to do?
He was really holding her toes to the fire. I didn't hear you though. I was caught up on my
Right,
thing.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that was a wild.
Yeah.
She said go.
She said go upwards of 4,000 times and that she does not want to see him again. So, yeah, the answer is Chris, I'd like him to leave. All right, so at the end of all this, Chris says, Hannah, he was ready to propose to you. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Before we end this here confrontation, we do have a clip of young Hannah giving Luke the business, don't we?
Mm-hmm. And then I want you to catch something. This is where the three boys are surrounding Luke. Tyler seems very confident when the sex thing comes up.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
I feel like you both are being ambiguous. To be clear, they're not fucking in this clip.
I think that was clear because, again, we rely on our audience to have watched the source material or at least be familiar with the, the FCC's regulation on primetime broadcast television.
That second part is true, but the first one is bull crap. You said giving the business to. I feel like anybody would be fair to assume anyway.
Pat?
Did you have sex? If you've had sex with anybody here, and
You're such a joke, bro.
because if you've
Love
had
it.
That
sex
was
with
Tyler.
somebody here, gone into a fantasy suite with somebody here, then I would remove myself from here and go home. But I know you wouldn't do that.
I didn't say that
Yeah,
word for word.
You absolutely did.
I don't want to be misunderstood, and that be the reason why I leave. Because I know deep down, after everything you told me throughout this whole process, I still know for a fact that you still have feelings for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So two guys chime in there when she's explaining to Luke that you can't judge me who I have sex with. Tyler Chill seems very confident about no one else got pussy.
No, you're so wrong
You
with that
think
take.
so?
Nick, back me up here. You're so wrong with that take.
He's like, this guy's a loser. And then Pete chimes in.
Yeah, no, I felt bad for Tyler because when she started talking about that, I was like, ooh, how do you navigate this without letting anybody know who you've had sex with? And she did a masterful job at that. But Tyler, I think, I just felt bad because he was like, dude, you're such a joke. And I was like, oh, she didn't have sex with you, which was a mistake.
I don't think there's any, eating her out for 6 hours isn't a bad consolation prize.
I don't
Well, we don't know
know
that. Hold on.
No.
This is kind of one of those things where you're at a cocktail party and you know a girl that definitely cheated on her husband, and you're sitting there sipping on your champagne, and he's like, I love my wife or something like that. He's completely in the dark, and you're like, that was us as an audience with Tyler. It's like, no, she fucked Peter.
Right. Yeah.
And you're so confident right
That
now.
was beautiful.
What an incredibly relatable scenario Patrick just laid out
Yeah.
and not specific to your own life.
No, I know you're at these cocktail parties and you're like, wow, that guy's wife's banging the guy she's talking to, and it's not her husband. Damn it! God damn it! I'm so disappointed in myself. Okay, so finally, at the end of this, Luke leaves and Jed says something that is so hilarious. He said, she finally hears me. Jed, this has nothing to do with you. This has literally zero to do with you.
We've
man.
heard enough of you, Jet.
Yeah. Jed, please get eliminated in the first 5 minutes of the next episode.
Intentionally or unintentionally, he was hilarious this episode
Unintentionally.
because earlier when Luke or she told Luke to go, and they did this deadpan of showing Jed turn to the other guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
But it was very interesting. His neck did not move, and he turned at them. If he did that intentionally, it was funny. Or he possibly, like you for a couple weeks, some listeners may have picked up on it.
Oh my gosh, was I in bad shape?
If you listen closely, you
can't believe how
you could
injured
hear
I
him
was.
piss and moan. But Dylan here had a stiff neck for a couple
A
weeks.
stiff neck, more like a freaking sprained shoulder muscle and a pinched nerve in my neck. A stiff neck. It was a gruesome injury.
And gun to my head, that's what I think Jed had. I think he had a stiff neck.
Nick, I don't think in an Adam Sandler comedy, they could have done a different take than what Jed did. I laughed out loud when he did that.
That was when he found out that she had sent him home already.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
they were all like, what is
The
going on?
Great gif would be Jed turning.
I so often see such great gifs in reality television. I'm like, that's a great gif, and I don't care.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Can I say lazy
It's
work?
GIF.
Lazy work for a lot of the baby birdies. Sometimes we post content and the baby birdies just post a GIF or something, whatever it's
Right.
called. Hey, you lazy pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Write a comment, something funny.
Right.
All right?
Yeah, fuck you, fans.
Go find a video that you play. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so good.
I don't like when they post bird gifs because
That's your lane.
that's what I post, and there are a finite
Oh
number.
my God, because I used to post like, hey, episode's up, and trust me, trying to find unique bird gifs, it's tough.
I feel it, and
It's not an endless well. It's not Legolas's quiver or anything like that.
And I'm not mad when you do it, like, because that, like,
No, of course.
it's the show. I mean, but stop birding them. I mean, I know you're all doing it for good, but
All right, we need to get back to
Cripes.
the audience.
there were a couple funny things about the guy's interaction and reaction to what was going on
Okay.
with Luke P.
Yeah.
One, you mentioned how it took him a long time to step forward. Tyler was the first one to make a move, but once he did, Jed flew by him because he was like, "Oh, I can't let Tyler do that." It was very interesting. I know we're early on. I know we're front loading,
Big
but,
time.
But I
Big
had
There's nothing
time.
left after this 20
That's
minutes.
not
so go
true.
ahead.
There's a lot to get to, so
I really thought we would have discussed this because I broke it down like the Zapruder film, and
Yeah.
Tyler made this move. He was like just about to be like, "What up?" But he was real chill about it, so it was like slow and graceful. And Jed sprinted over towards Luke P and put his hand on his shoulder.
is the Zapruder film called the Zapruder film? Like, do you say, like, I broke it down like the Zapruder film because the Zapruder film itself replays the Kennedy assassination over and over and over and over and over again, or
It
did
pl-
people just comb through it?
It plays over and over and over again because people were so detailed. They dissected every angle,
One camera.
Right, okay. And then at the end of the day,
surveyed the land.
you
talked
find
about-
out that it was George Bush the entire time.
Well, it was the guy in the grassy knoll. I don't know if he was up there.
Well, his name was George Bush. Doesn't remember where he was that day. Doesn't remember. It's fucking crazy. Sulk's right. Sulk's right. But Dick Cheney doesn't know where he was on 9/11.
Clinton's killed Epstein. I guess that's good though.
Well, Clinton tried to kill Epstein, but he did survive the injuries.
Wily old man.
What?
Wily old man.
All right, we have to get back to the audience because this is hilarious. Luke P comes out to a
Of ABC's The Bachelor, the audience.
yes, sure, yeah. We have to get back to the live studio audience, and Luke P comes out to a very muffled applause.
He got some claps, shockingly.
Yeah, pity claps.
I think a bunch of people in the audience wanted to be the one guy that clapped.
Yeah, that's a great take.
But like it had
Damn it!
no one was gonna do that.
I have to say, pretty handsome without that beard.
I agree with you 100%.
Pretty fucking handsome without that
He looks like
beard.
a fucking old man with that. It looks like he's got grays in his hair.
Yeah,
I leaned over to my
with
wife.
the beard, yeah.
And I was like, he looks good with no beard. She said, he looks okay.
It's like Ted Bundy. Like when you see pictures of Ted Bundy, you're like, I don't think he's that attractive. But like back then, everybody was like, for that decade standard of beauty, like he was an incredibly handsome man. I feel like this could be a serial killer that is, Ted Bundy style attractive.
He was good looking, but and I'm not one to talk. He just had these heavy dark brows.
Oh, dude, the brows are insane.
That contrast with his blonde hair, so I feel like it really just ruined the whole aesthetic for me.
Well, I wrote down, it must be so weird to be a professional groomer, like somebody that waxes people a lot. Because, you have your standard clientele, mostly women, and then Luke P walks in and he's like, I need my eyebrows done now!
What kind of decade are you living in that only women are getting their eyebrows done? I'll agree he'll come in a low angle. That's new. That's new. No one's saying that's normal behavior.
His eyebrows are so on fleek. And for an unfashionable, thick little Christian man to walk into a groomer like that, I mean, it's absolutely bizarre to me. But anyways, Chris asks him what he wanted when he came back. He says clarity or closure. I don't know what the difference between those two words are, but he's just absolutely, I won't say the hard R. He's getting dumber every week. the lying starts to just ratchet up more and more and more. And early on, it gets turned up to 11, and it really doesn't go back down. Pat, hit us with a clip here.
And she asked me, and then I quote, she said, well, not saying that I have had sex or that I haven't, but let's say I have, how would that change how you feel? And I told her, to be honest, I don't know what I would say, is what I told her. And I said, I'd want to approach you, talk to you about it, talk to you through it.
I mean, that's just not what he said.
No, he's doing a spin here.
That's on television. That's on tape. He said what he said, and it wasn't that.
Did he say it was on camera? I think he was trying to do a spin that it was a bad edit.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's lost in his lies right now.
No, I agree with you. He is a horrible human being. You've fully gotten me around the corner. Like, I get it.
But I don't think that he's implying that it was an edit. I think that he's really convincing himself that he said, I would like to have a conversation with you if you slept with one of these guys or all of them.
Oh, I thought you were saying video editing is getting so advanced that they're CGIing him doing these. Okay, thank you.
Can I say something? I love when this was played. I love when they cut to the audience. It's 99% filled with ladies.
Yeah.
And something happened
that
here tonight.
one big fella.
Oh, no. This was two of the hot girls behind Chris Harrison the entire night. This is a hashtag. Hashtag SHCF. Sidehead confusion face.
Oh, not one of your best. God damn. Bad hashtag with a purely visual gag.
Oh, he didn't make that. You don't know this hashtag? This is a wildly popular trending hashtag. You're an idiot. You're an idiot, Dylan.
Sorry.
Get with the times.
It's when you like cock your head.
Who's the millennial in the room? Who's the millennial in the room?
It's when you like kind of cock your head like a dog does when they're confused about something. I guess
Idiot, it's hashtag
Sidehead confusion face.
Yeah.
CF,
say the wildly popular hashtag. Idiot.
SHCA.
So at some point he says that the way he acted was because he was blindsided. I just don't get where any of this is coming from. Like, he initiated the entire fucking conversation and did not say, I'd like to have a conversation with you. He said, if you have sex with one of them, I'm going home because you're a filthy whore.
Well, he never said that.
No, he didn't say that, but it's implied.
Damn near. I don't know when I turned into Alex Jones, but maybe he has.
You're a liar and a fraud. You're faking a fraud. You're not an intellectual.
Maybe he has very severe dementia.
Maybe, like Guy Pearce in that movie about tattoos. So Luke P. is the worst possible person for this television show because when he's talking about seeing her make out and straddle guys, the amount of hatred that is in his body when he's talking about what it was like seeing her do that is scary. Like, how do you not know that you're going to see that? It's part of the process, and he cannot handle that at all. He's an angry little sociopathic Christian. Worst person for this show. What I'm trying to say is, like, he's so bad with even the thought of her sleeping with other people. Like, Hannah was not in terms of prude bachelorette, she was not one of them. And so for him to like see her like straddling other guys, I mean, he's the worst person for this show.
Let me say this about Luke. I'm confused by this guy. Obviously, I've said it. He's manipulative. He's a liar. He's a piece of shit or whatever. But I will say he is a new villain that I have not seen before.
Oh, yeah.
I can't understand. Is it he's a retard? Is he 19 in his head? And I remember being 19 and being jealous and saying horrible things to girlfriends. I'm confused by this entire thing with him. I don't know is he really into religion or is he Satan?
Right.
He's a new villain. He's wonderful in that way. I have no clue what he's looking for here.
Yeah, keep showing your toes.
It's Patrick, it's clearly the leftist media's continued attack on Christianity. I mean, Let's be honest.
I knew it.
Let's all be real.
I knew
Thank
it.
you so much for saying that, because that was so brave that you said that, because it did need to be said.
It's our non-secular grasp that we need to say that we are autonomous human beings, that no one created us. We are just here living our own lives.
Well, you could argue, if you read Milton, that Satan really did create us. I mean, we were mere blind followers of a benevolent God, and then Satan came down and tempted us with knowledge. It was the apple that made us the inquisitive species that we are, not the Lord. Hail Satan. So anyways, they get to talking about...
But very quickly, while we're on the subject of this whole thing, hey, ABC, put Ben Higgins on TV. He's not a complete psychopath who's following Christ.
For a second there, you sounded like Cardi B. Hey, ABC, put Ben Higgins on TV. You sound like Cardi B. So they get to talking about faith, and I can't believe we haven't discussed this yet. Side note, the pauses throughout this entire thing are unbelievable. He takes so many psychotically long pauses and just stares off like a killer.
Hey guys, about Luke, I have an idea. I thought about this. You know what?
Euthanasia?
No. When I was in high school, there was a bunch of guys that beat me up, gave me wedgies. I used to get titty twisters where my little breasts would have purple bruises on them. And I hated those guys that did that to me. And then those guys went off to college. I guess they followed the dead or something, smoked some weed. They came back with longer hair and were nicer guys. And they're like, hey, man, how you doing, Pat?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Maybe we got to send Luke to like an LCD sound system concert and get him like a marijuana card or something. Get him like smoking weed and open the doors of perception.
New York, I love you.
Joe Rogan didn't start smoking weed till 30.
And
maybe Luke could be the next Joe Rogan.
And then he's in those, what's that chamber where you lay on water and you think about shit?
Isolation chamber.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to this faith talk really, really quickly. Chris brings up the fact that faith had a huge part to play in their relationship. And specifically, what kind of drives a wedge in their relationship was the thing that brought them together, because the disparity between the application of their faith is what caused the tension. She brings it up later, but her view of Christianity is what, in my opinion, is truly the correct approach to the religion. It's unconditional love. That's your fucking Messiah, and that's his main tenet. So stick with that, not if you sleep with someone else, you're impure, because that's fucking crazy. But the evangelism of him and the lack of evangelism from her is what kind of destroys their relationship. If she had been subservient to this wise 20-year-old if she had been subservient to this wise 25-year-old pathological failure, then they wouldn't have had any problems whatsoever. But to her credit, she's a little bit more involved than that. Maybe she's not so soft to target.
All right, hot take. Can I have a hot take?
Yeah, of course.
I love hot takes.
We all love hot takes.
You know I've been defending this idiot for...
Not really defending him, but just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, maybe I've tried to see both sides.
Yeah.
What an ironic term.
Right. If we want to analyze Luke as his character, look, let's just all come to terms. Luke signed up for this fucking show.
Right.
We all know that people have the fantasy suites have been here as a staple of it's one of the funnest things.
The
it's
show.
Who's the bachelor gonna fuck? Who's the bachelorette gonna fuck? Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna get in there? Hey, douchebag, you showed up here under the guise that you are here for the right reasons. You've seen the show, or maybe your parents told you about it, whatever. The fact that you're here means that you kind of knew what the deal was.
You were under the guys, should be under the guys.
So you're Satan. You're a liar.
You're at least not as religious as you let on, because you it's a perfect take. The show is drenched in sin. You know what you're showing up to.
Gluttony, is narcissism a sin? Something like that.
It's all sin.
Revenge.
I think buckwheat's a sin too.
Just saw Seven the other night.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, what a terrific film.
Wonderful.
You just saw it?
Oh, I watched it. The wife went to
rewatch.
bed. I rewatched it.
Narcissism, yeah, but narcissism, it wasn't one.
It was something like
Pride.
that.
So one of the seven
yeah.
deadly sins. Mm-hmm. They all fit under the
Pride,
umbrellas.
gluttony,
So fuck
sloth,
you, Luke.
lust.
Love.
What's the one where the guy was
That's that-
forced to...
that's
Tagging.
Pegging.
Oh, pegging. That's
Pegging.
right.
Peggy. Hey, what's that docking thing? Oh, never mind.
If you want me to
No,
tell
that's
you.
another sin. You did just watch it.
And you know what? I just learned what stovepiping was recently. Did
What's
I tell
that?
you guys
What's
what stovepiping was? I'll tell you off air. It's pretty foul.
What's in the box, Dylan?
I'll tell you.
in
All right.
the box?
Stovepiping is when two gay men who love each other or who are just having a good time. No. There has to be three who are in love or just having a good time.
We would look like idiots
Yeah.
out there. We're supposed to be the voice of the
But
people.
one man comes in the butt of another, and then the third
Sucks
partner
the cum out?
sucks the cum out. It's called stovepiping. Isn't that hilarious?
What a great logical conclusion you came to, Pat. You figured that you jumped on that. I
Yeah.
had no idea where that was
It
going.
sucked the cum out of the butt. It's called stovepiping.
But can someone tell me kind of the etymology of that? Like, what is stovepiping?
Not sure.
What is what's
Not
a
sure.
stovepipe? Do you suck on a stovepipe?
I don't know.
Is there some type of high you can get from sucking on a stovepipe?
Not sure, but Luke gets to peak psycho when he says he was going on a rescue mission.
Come
for
down,
her.
right down the gullet. Huh?
Okay, so he says a bunch of crazy stuff. It's at this point when Remember Devin comes out.
How would you have been able to focus on anything else when you had that in the holster?
Remember Devin? Pat, I'm so confused.
Devin's outfit? Really?
Yikes, Pat. So, Three Amigos kind of type thing?
The three.
I thought Devin was African American and not Hispanic.
I think he's just commenting on the suit, but I do think that he's Hispanic.
Interesting.
It's so funny that he's so irate that he just has to storm out from the back. Bravo to Chris for remembering his name. He kind of dominates him. It's not difficult to dominate Luke. Like, this is a punching bag. It's very easy to hit a punching bag. You just hit it. He's in no position to fight back, really. He's a punching bag. So Devin says there are two types of men. Who cares? So Chris follows up on this question. He's like, Luke, people have questioned whether or not the kind of woman that you're looking for is one that you keep in a glass box and put on the shelf. And his retort is a long pause. I get that he's under the gun. I get that he's got the spotlight on him. He's got a lot of pressure. You can take pauses if you are concerned about flubbing your words or saying something that you regret live. But to take these long pauses and to then speak the stupidity that he speaks, take the time to say good things, to say things that aren't dumb lies.
Dylan, I like what you're saying. Where were the parents to step in and go, Luke, come on. The time has elapsed at this point. Luke
Right.
has a father in the picture. Sit this man down and say, you've embarrassed our family. Please, when you sit on that stage, fall on the sword. Apologize.
Right.
Say, blame it on TV. Go, I had no idea. I don't know who I was. America will fall in love with you. Obviously, he should have hired my services.
Yep.
Luke P's father is not Japanese. Why would he tell him?
Yeah, he
to
wouldn't
fall
say
on the
Harikari.
sword?
It doesn't make any sense. It's not part of the culture.
Patrick, were you
I
under the
apologize.
impression that Luke P was Japanese?
I apologize.
Do you think his father was a samurai? It was so unfair in The Last Samurai when they take the Gatling gun out. And also, really
happened.
Really not very wise of the samurai to just charge at a Gatling gun. Like, what do you think's going to happen? I know you've never seen the technology before, but you can see the bullets rip through the dirt in front of you. Stop.
Well, Dylan, I think that was what the entire movie was about, was that it was the morals and ethics of a primitive time, not a primitive time. I'm sorry. I believe that it was another time where morals and ethics were pervasive, and then technology took over where we can just go like, hey, I know you guys have customs. Hey, walk up to this
Yeah.
This huge metal thing and let us mow you down
Right.
and make you meaningless.
Yeah, horrifying thing.
This does sound pretty horrifying, though I often refer to the film and kind of love the idea of it. I will say I don't think I've ever seen it start to finish, just kind of popped in here or there when I've caught it on TNT.
I thought it was a real overreach for Tom Cruise during that time. A
You
bad
think?
time in film in his career.
So enough about Japanese history. Luke says that any of the guys can come out if they want a shot at him.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris says, well, hey, you dumb person, they're all going to come out. Just, give us a sec. We'll bring the dais out, and they'll all take shots at you. We'll be right back, America. So let's get to the guys coming out. Pat?
Yes, Dill?
I think we need a roll call, baby.
Oh, you want a roll call
Yes,
of all
please.
the guys on the dais?
Yes, please.
Okay. Get ready. This is going to take a minute. Roll call! Last one of the season. Hit the music, Nick. And Dylan, you better make sure that he fucking hits the music. Here we go! Ryan! Roller boy has frosted tips. No clue, but he's a bottom. Darren, black guy, don't remember. Brian, wow. Who are these guys? Matt, you were on the show? Huh? Mateo, no way. Oh, Cam, finally someone I recognize. Devin, he likes cock. Dustin, don't trust a 30-year-old with a nose ring. I think that's it.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, here we go. Grant, still unemployed. Jonathan. Hey, mama, with the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Jonathan, different strokes it takes, different strokes. Luke, if there was a theme park named after him, it'd be called Wimp World. I meant Lucas. I'm sorry. That's the guy who looks with the curly hair
Jesus
that Luke bit.
Christ.
Dylan, who cares? Connor. And Big Mike's still got 4 queens.
I know Mike had 4 queens, but there are at least 12 queens up on this dais.
That was good.
Nice.
This is a particularly weak group of guys.
100%.
And I think that it goes back to what you were saying. We've been so Luke focused this season that these characters are so weak. We have no fucking idea who these people are. I mean, Darren, Matt, Brian, I don't remember who these people are. They're
No clue.
nowhere near the file cabinet that is my memory, which is porous. But Jesus, these people are, they don't belong there.
No.
Except old Matt Donald.
Oh, we got old McDonald. Oh, that's McDonald.
That's
Okay.
Matt. That's
All
Matt.
right, got
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it's fair enough. None of us recognized him, but he kind of had our hearts for a half a second.
And also, what a bunch of mediocre dudes.
Right. So it's contentious right out of the gate, and I think Luke starts off by easing that tension. But he says that the other guys didn't like him because Hannah should have called the competition off in the first 3 weeks.
Well, he said, I believe his quote was, I thought it was a done deal.
Yeah, that's how you get the other guys on your side. You say, guys, I was so fucking far ahead of you. I thought it was a done deal in a month.
Or America. You're not
Oh my God.
You're not the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort.
Right. Is that the 3rd week in a row the wolf has come up?
What are you doing? What are you doing? You reading his books now or something?
No, he's top of the mind. I don't know.
Let's get to Connor the Korean water ghost. He absolutely crushes him. Really struggles at the top here, but crushes him nonetheless. Pat?
I'd said this earlier to you, but just you, man. Like, you're a liar, manipulator, you're controlling, and you honestly are a psychopath. And I think everything you're about to hear tonight, you deserve.
I didn't recall Connor talking that long. I thought it was much shorter. But
Yeah,
I
no.
thought it was shorter as well.
He did drag on like
he
that.
did a really, really good job, except for the you. That part was a little strange.
Well, I didn't catch that. Can I play it over?
Yeah, play it over.
Why do you have to curse, Connor?
I didn't hear it.
I heard him just being crass. You gotta
Yeah.
use the F word.
Yeah, no, that is really, really beneath him. So, Diabetes Grant takes a crack at him. No means no. And then he kind of like a professional wrestler. He's like, am I right, guys? No means no, huh? Garrett.
Because it was fair. Because there was a pause. What easier way is there to get an applause break than no means no? But they even shut him down, and he was like, "Yeah, come on, I'm fat Grant."
Yeah, like Grant, don't lift your arms over your head so quickly. You have high blood pressure and diabetes, so some really, really bad stuff could happen if you skyrocket your arms up like that.
And also, I wonder if the rest of America thinks like we do. Some of the dudes in the dais wanted apologies from Luke.
Right.
That's kind of sad, right? No?
Yeah. I mean, Luke S. kind of wants an apology, and he gets one from Luke. Luke's like, I'm really sorry for lying to you. He's like, that's okay, but why did you... Well, he just asks him straight up, why did you lie to me? Why did you say I'm going to go tell Hannah that you're here for the right reasons and then do the exact opposite? To which Luke responded...
His catchphrase tonight.
He just fucking stares off. It's one of the hey, this may be controversial. It's one of the worst catchphrases of all time.
It's like an alt catchphrase.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. I think the entertainment of this night, we all love this tell all like we always do.
Look forward to
like
it
we
season.
always do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think a lot of it was because we always thought Luke P would snap worse than he ever did. Mm-hmm. And I think this would have been a perfect time. He's like, hey, Luke S., yes, I am sorry.
And then he just
I'm sorry I didn't put my knee through your fucking skull. It just goes ape shit on the whole dais.
Yeah.
This would have been the time.
Like, whoa,
no way.
Okay, so Luke is heartbroken that the guys won't accept his apology.
Should have snapped.
Did I say that he said he wouldn't change a thing yet?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much bullshit. But no, you didn't. We didn't talk about that. He did say that he had no regrets.
No regrets. I wouldn't change a thing on this show.
Right.
Okay.
And then he's like, well, will you guys forgive me? And they're like, no, you said you have no regrets for acting like a complete fucking asshole for 4 months. Why would we accept your apology? I guess the last thing is Chris brings up the virgin thing and how hypocritical that is. And he's like, you came onto the show and you were not a virgin, and Hannah came on and she wasn't a virgin. And he's like, Chris, you don't understand what you're saying. And he's like, oh, no, I get it. You're born again, right? Is that what you're saying? Fucking crazy person.
Chris would have been like, don't you gaslight me, motherfucker. I've been doing this for 25 goddamn years. You're not going to get one past me, you
and then
psychopath.
He quick throat strike. he was within range.
And then Luke drops and he pulls out his cell phone and Chris Harrison takes a picture and puts it on his Instagram. He's like, this is what happens when you fuck with me.
Jesus Christ. And Mickey's in the background. He's like, finally, you've completed your training. You can now be the Bachelor. We need to do something desperate. Mike Fleiss is in trouble.
It's a very, very wild world we have weaved. But I think it's all true.
All right, let's get to John Paul Jones, for Christ's sake. There's nothing really to talk about other than Chris being such a huge jerk to JPJ. He's like, you had a great run, however short it was, but just in case you don't remember any of it, let's play you some. Hey, he wasn't a drunk. What's wrong with you? Why are you being such a big jerk to him?
Nick, you know this because you follow. I don't know, understand the social media world. John Paul Jones is beloved in this world, yes?
Absolutely.
He does seem to be quite the meme. I will say I haven't followed these fellows as much as I followed the cast in years past. Certainly not the ladies, of course. But I just don't know what's going on with their world, except that they're all very broy with one another. It's almost sickening.
Yeah, it is sickening. You know what's not sickening? JPJ's pure intention entering into this show. He was there to have a good time. I mean, he just had a great time with it.
I love it.
He was like, you go on vacation, you're away from work, everything's paid for. I mean, what's not to love? Just the best guy.
Yeah. And now he's putting that on Bachelor in Paradise. Can't wait to see him there.
Yeah, and sure, he's worn the skin of the people that he's killed that are hanging in his basement. But other than that, he's just a fun guy.
He had a good time doing that.
Yeah. He does. It's silver linings. It's about optimism.
But I'm sorry, guys. Little pet peeve though about JPJ. You
Yeah,
know
The
I
murder?
love-
The murder?
No. He brags about being recognized in public. Little pet peeve of mine. Because I don't like reality people like going, hey, I'm like walking around, I'm in a gas station, someone, hey, John Paul Jones, they recognize me. Okay, that's wonderful, John Paul Jones. Don't worry about it. In 18 months, no one will.
I think a lot less than that.
But you'll be at a bar.
Oh, hey, John Paul Jones. You're shocked that when you're out in public, people yell John Paul Jones, even though on national TV you walked up to Hannah when you came out of the limo and you said, hey, I'm John Paul Jones. My friends call me John Paul Jones, so you can call me John Paul Jones.
Right.
That shocks you, you idiot. Hey,
in-
John Paul Jones, figure it out.
In contrast to Luke's terrible catchphrase, I think that's a good one.
John Paul Jones?
Yeah, just saying your name.
Every once in a while, we all have partners. I have a wife that I've been with for 7 years.
Nick doesn't have a partner.
Nick, you don't. You'll be lonely. You'll probably die alone.
You are
His partner is
spicy tonight.
on-demand technology. Like any food he wants or any vagina he wants, he just like clicks buttons.
Dylan, you'll appreciate this. Every once in a while, the partner you've been with for almost a decade will turn to you and say something that they've never said, and then you start quandering like, what has she been up to? My wife said when John Paul said this, she said, I wouldn't recognize him if he spit on me. And I was like thinking like, oh, that's kind of a funny little quote. Let's spit on you.
Hey, you sound like a real nut right now, Pat.
I think it's eerily reminiscent. Like Cherie was being too specific, kind of like when Patrick overheard that man at the cocktail party say he cheated on his wife.
I don't want my wife being spit on.
I think that's fair. None of us want our wives to be spit on. Mine, of course, being just more of a goal than a reality.
Yeah,
but
a piece on a vision board.
None of us want our wives to be spit on.
No, none of us want our lovely wives that we're committed to being spit on. That's
Or
very,
that
very
you have
good.
cut out and put on a
How about this bit where the broad comes out of the audience and cuts John Paul Jones' hair? Are you going to touch on that?
No, I didn't even have that written down.
Plant.
Let's get to Big Mike. Big Mike walks down, and it's interesting. Chris Harrison talks a little bit different to Mike, the way that he talks to everybody else. It was rather shocking. Pat, hit us with a clip.
Look at you, man. You're throwing smoke today.
Well,
A little jive in there.
Chris Harrison doing black voice, huh?
Ooh, baby. What's up?
You should know better, you idiot. You've been in television for 52 years, okay?
So I don't really want to talk about Mike, but one thing, he said that he knew when he got off the elevator, when he was sent home that evening, that he knew something was wrong. What tipped you off, Mike? Is it the snot and tears coming out of her face? What tipped you off, buddy?
halfway to being Luke.
Figure
it out.
He says that he grew up with ladies and he wants to give that love back to somebody else. I thought that you were going to be irate at this whole thing because this is clearly like a little bit of a performance, a little bit of an audition.
Can I reenact it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, I'm still hurt by this. I want some pussy post-show, but there's only 3 spaces for queens. Oh, fuck, I fucked up the
I was going to say, now do it in your voice. It would have been great. Can we move
Chris
on?
Harrison.
Can we? All right, before we move on, we've got to get to, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but The Bachelor's coming to the stage. It's called Bachelor Live on Stage. It's going to be hosted.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be hosted by Ben Higgins. What is it? What is it?
Announce Sans explanation.
Completely. What is the show? What's the show?
Let's go there.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll go.
Same
Absolutely.
thoughts,
We'll
same
report.
thoughts.
Although, that ticket's going to be just as hard to get as fucking Book of Mormon. So we got to roll.
$400?
So we got to get to Ticketmaster's stat. All right. So Hannah on stage. Let's get to that. Chris Harrison says, always good to see you again. Great start, idiot. He then says, you have 20 ex-boyfriends there. How does it feel? Now, Mateo and Brian and Darren are not boyfriends. Cam is not a boyfriend. If I was Hannah, I'd be like, hey, that little fucking piece of shit over there, Cam, he was never my boyfriend. I was never his girlfriend. Okay? Then we get the Luke to Hannah interaction. He doesn't give her a lot. He just says, thank you, and I'm sorry. Really, that's it. And
her main thing was she felt religion was weaponized against her. I think that was a quote of the night.
But I think it's interesting that he like kind of tries to give her nothing to work with. He's just like, I apologize and thank you for being patient with me and giving me the opportunity to learn about myself. That's it. And she's like, no, buddy. No. I don't care what you say. I don't care how polite you are right now. I am laying into you. And that's when she gets into the faith thing.
Yes. And by the way, keep in mind, I don't know when they tape these things. I assume it was a couple days ago before it airs. They were having a Twitter battle, like him throwing out like psalms or whatever, like attacking her, keeping up with the
Kardashians.
Yeah. So when yes, exactly. So when he shows up there, she's like, no. It's still hot. Like, I'm going to fight back with you. Had he not done that and maybe apologized to her, DM'd her or something, maybe she wouldn't be so pissed. But she hates him.
Yeah, she said that he was obsessed with sex and it wasn't his business to ask her about who she'd been having sex with. Now, Pat, I was wondering if you had a problem with this this comment, because as we discussed last week, I don't think that it's I think that it's probably unwise to inquire about if she's had sex, but I don't think that it's none of his business. I mean, if they're going to be in a relationship, he wants to know if she's had sex. I mean, they're at hometowns. I mean,
they're married. They're sitting at home, and she's just like, "All right, Luke, I'm heading out. I'm gonna go get drilled down the street."
Okay, Nick.
Now, Dylan, I said this on the last podcast. This does not apply to Luke, but this applies to religious people that happen to be on the show, which I hope never happens again.
Yeah.
If you are religious, don't show up on this show because it's the exact opposite.
It's hell.
Yes.
It's the 7th or 8th circle of
hell. We
hell.
fuck 4 people.
Right.
While we all are telling every single one of you, we love you.
Yeah.
And so that's not going to work out for you if you are, in fact, a religious person that is looking for love.
She burns him so bad. She says you didn't have a fantasy suite, so you wouldn't know what they're used for. Yeah. Yeah. Big time. And then Mike says, we completely have your back and we trust your heart. Shut up.
Mike.
Shut up. So getting to the guys, Luke just gets up and leaves.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
She was talking. This was unprompted. It wasn't like it was like, snap, she just destroyed you. She was talking about like the other guys or something, and then he just gets up and walk out.
Right.
And Harrison goes, well, I guess Luke just walked out. He picked the wrong time to walk out, in my opinion. Just sit there.
He did it intentionally. Hey, you guys know Mike's Lights, Tears, Fears. I've been to one of these tapings.
That's
right.
Yeah,
When you're at commercial, they tell you when they're coming back. He did that exactly when they would coming back, so he would be on camera. He's going to be saying they CGI'd him again.
I fear for that. All right, so, who cares about what she says to Mike and who cares about what she says to Garrett? They ask, how did she let JPJ go? And he kind of gets snippy with her. I mean, again, he's killed people and worn their skin, but he has a lot of fun. Did you seriously? I'm not kidding. Did you hear his response to her?
I did. Hey, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I think it was a subtle sign that hey, I have a ton of darkness in me.
Yeah.
And you will be hanging as pretty much a costume in my basement if you keep up the lip.
Yep. One quick thing about JPJ earlier on the show when he's throwing the chicken nuggets, he doesn't wash his hands and then he combs his hands through his hair. That yucked me out.
Can I say something here? Because I know lights, the mics, the tears, the fears, the behind the scenes. they've already filmed Bachelor in Paradise. Obviously, John Paul Jones had a good run at it.
Yeah.
That's why they're promoting him.
Right.
And he feels so emboldened to go like, I own this stage.
Yeah, he is very
Oh,
confident.
wow. Look at you having a good old time there, JPJ. Throwing food around.
Yeah.
Like, someone say, get the fuck off the stage.
I know he's talking like a man who knows that he's going to be at like at least 170K Instagram followers after
looking
this.
good. Hey guys, you know I don't like to slut shame or anything, but
No, you
Hannah
hate
at some
it.
point addresses the fantasy suites, and I we don't have a clip for this, but I believe she tells Harrison or she's yelling at Luke like, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing before the fantasy suites. It's not like I plan it out. It's not like I know who I'm going to sleep with or who I'm not going to sleep with."
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of lying.
Yeah.
I actually think she does, though.
Yeah.
Mainly because she's a woman, and they prep.
Oh, wow.
Women
This
don't-
got a lot more
No,
disgusting.
hold on. Women don't just go like,
Not
"Oh."
disgusting in like a hygienic way. I'm talking about like in a misogynistic
No,
way.
it's not misogynistic.
Thank you.
Hold on,
Okay.
shut up. Women choose who they want to have sex with. That's what's wonderful about like the planet and how it all works. Okay.
Yeah.
And so dudes don't get to do that. Hannah definitely got to choose. She knew who she was going to fuck.
Guys
which
don't
is my
get to
po-
choose when they have sex?
No, they don't. The woman chooses because the dude goes, "Hey, I'd like to have sex."
Right.
She goes, "No, you're not getting any.
Yeah.
Go to bed."
Right.
And then it's done. So Hannah chose to fuck Peter.
Yep.
She was looking forward to it. She wanted to have sex with him. I believe she probably had sex with Jed. That was
Yep.
ambiguous. We didn't get to see that on film.
She did.
She chose to do that. So yes, Hannah, you chose. You picked it.
She picked two guys to have sex with. Not the right guys. She
You're
didn't-
not her, dude.
She didn't pick the right guys.
You're not her.
Doesn't matter. She didn't pick the right guys. There's one choice. You have sex with one of them. At least one of them. You can have sex with all of them. I don't care. But you have to have sex with at least the chillest man on the planet. Hottest man this show's ever seen. You gotta have sex with him.
I liked your theory how she should have had sex with Tyler in the fantasy suite, and then when
Yeah.
it was Peter's fantasy suite, she
Yeah.
kicks him out. She brings Tyler back
Yeah.
in, goes another round,
Yeah.
and then of course the third fantasy
Yeah.
suite, she kicks that person out. I forget, brings Tyler
Ted,
in
yeah.
for a third time, and does that.
Yeah, she's like, we
Rides that pipe.
We had a sex in a hotel, but now we can have sex in a windmill, and now we can have sex here. Jed, please go. Okay, so we've really got to get to the best part of the night. It's time. Let's get to bloopers. Now, Nick, you insisted on playing the entirety of this because you know what you're talking about. This is important podcasting. Pat, let's watch the entire bloopers section in its entirety right now.
So I think it's finally time. Let's lighten things up. I never get tired of them. Bloopers.
Me neither, Chris.
All right, first limo.
Gosh.
Hey, good luck. Hannah,
I'm gonna be okay.
let the journey begin. Here it comes.
Oh. Oh, shoot. My dress is stuck.
Start off high.
You to experience this labor simulator.
Jason Biggs. Jason Biggs is getting.
Here, why are you calling out this here?
They are a little heavy on the pregnancy simulator. I will give them that.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Guys, give me your paper towel.
What?
He's standing on top of the bed.
Pretend like he's not there.
The camera was right
queen.
over them as they were
Yas,
trying to
queen.
get intimate.
Yeah. Okay, you just go. Yas, queen.
Classic
Yas,
JPJ.
queen. Yas, queen. Dan.
John Paul Jones, will you accept this rose?
Yas, queen.
Nailed it.
You are not from Montana. I want to peel you
You're a
like
banana.
Work.
So good. Oh, that transvestite. It wouldn't have been as good as if it wasn't a guy.
I said we got a ringer. We need a ringer.
Oh my God. Tyler.
Hi.
What are y'all
Man, that Mike's got an arm on him, though.
It's paid for. That's right, the one is paid for.
Can't turn. I can't make this turn. Okay.
Oh, man. Wow.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. All of it is so good.
Hey, can we do it again?
No. I literally can't breathe.
When we finish, we'll do it one more time for Patreon.
Yeah. All right. Should we talk about Hannah's apology at the end here?
I thought it was in poor taste, sir.
Oh, you thought it was in poor taste to
Yes, I did.
apologize, huh?
Well, wait. Was the apology part of Luke doesn't need to be on TV anymore, America?
Well, she apologized for dragging Luke through our television screens for 2 months.
Well, she didn't drag him through. He dragged himself through. I thought that was the low point of the season.
She definitely dragged him through because she's a soft target, and she didn't realize, like we did in the beginning, that he's a moron and a sociopath.
I'm not defending this idiot, and I will say to the baby birdies and anybody who wants to give us 1-star reviews, he is a piece of shit. Do we need to? America thinks this, obviously, for the last 2 months as people watch the show, we all hate him. Do we need to then, at the end of this, degrade him one last time?
Yeah, we do.
Really? I think that's a new low.
Yeah.
I think just like say nothing like, hey, I hope he finds...
No, I don't think that it's a new low, and I think that we should go a step further and chemically castrate him so that the poison genetics cannot continue further into the future, because this is a bad egg. So anyways, let's get to the Bachelor in Paradise tease. Anything to talk about here?
Demi's a lesbian and it turns me on.
Demi's a lesbian.
And it looks incredible. She's queer. She's not necessarily strictly lesbian. Get it right, Patrick. It's 2019. She's been very clear how she wants to be identified.
It was super funny. Somebody wrote her. I saw this. Usually I don't follow the cast on the tweet sphere, but somebody wrote Demi a horrifically homophobic DM. I mean, just like unbelievable, like comical.
Of course you saw that, even though you don't follow her. That type of hate is it's algorithmically perfect.
Right.
You're going to see that.
But she just copied it, and then she tweeted and she said, "Twitter, do your thing." Oh my God.
I kinda like that.
Amazing.
I like it.
Amazing.
I do too.
Tweeted the person's handle, the whole message.
Guys, hold on. Deanie Baby has a mustache. Still, he's disturbing.
No, it's still hot though.
Is he?
No, he has a square dumb head.
Okay, and the other asshole that's on this show is Derek, the guy who proposed to Taylor. Taylor's been here, friend of the show.
Yep.
They never. I like how Bachelor Nation never announces when an engagement doesn't work out.
Yeah.
We knew that wasn't going to work out. 2 weeks on a beach and you propose on a live studio in front of a live studio audience. That piece of shit is on here. Why are we allowing this guy back on here?
Oh, well, Pat, I mean, Love Island is a franchise far superior than The Bachelor, Bachelorette, or Bachelor in Paradise. But we all know that Bachelor in Paradise is where the garbage is. I mean, it's thrown onto an island and fed booze.
It's quite literally driftwood. That's just
it's a great show, but that's what it is.
Ended up on the beach.
That's why Derek's there. So anyways, that's the end of the episode. Remember, jump in the iTunes ratings and reviews. Leave 5 stars, kind words if you could.
I'm excited for Bachelor in Paradise. I did want to get that thought out.
Oh yeah,
I thought it looked incredible.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. And luckily, I think we, for the most part, have managed to evade the spoilers, kind of like, I mean,
I don't know.
Walking across the DMZ, out there being on social media.
And I will say I'm excited about it. And Demi out there scissoring some chick is the least of it that I'm excited about.
So looks like a great season. And once again, hop in those iTunes ratings and reviews. Join us on Facebook at Another Bachelor Podcast. Find Nick on Instagram at Real Nick Davis. I kind of like the Twitter. So follow me on Dylan Pete Wren. And Pat is everywhere at Patrick Dude Show. Also,
he's got 2 handles because of this whole litigious thing with some people from his
the Bengalis.
His slimy tourism days.
when it comes to
not Patrick being slimy, he got out of it because he wasn't as slimy as these goddamn stinky Armenians.
he wasn't, and they weren't Armenians, and you don't have to say stinky, you don't have to be racist as we close off the show and ask for good reviews, but he wasn't slimy, but he was like a rat cornered. And you know what happens when you corner a rat? They get the ingenuity injected into them, and they kind of Pat. I didn't want to commit, so I was hoping to throw to you and then have you jump in.
No, I said I thought you guys want to quote me back in the day. It's like he's like a rat in a cage. Whatever I said.
No, well, let's cut I don't want it. We can't leave the Armenian thing in. So,
definitely not. Why would you say that? Is that a known trait of rats?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just held a rat in my hand, and I did feel it really flexed to get it out of there.
Rats.
It was alarming.
My sister used to have hamsters, and they fucking bit me. I mean, like they're.
Oh yeah, we had gloves on, and they were biting.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, so follow us all at those places. We're so excited to come back next week. It's the last episode, and then a week off until we get to Bachelor in Paradise. But we'll be back next week to break down the finale of Hannah Brown's season of The Bachelorette. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
See you guys.